We're live with Tabora in the studio, waiting for our star to appear.
Okay, star can't make it, so I'm here. Are we on?
Yeah,
we are on. Okay. Oh, here we are here. Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's 10 a.m. Hawaii time. We're on top of the mountain, up in Pupukea on the north shore of Oahu in my studio with our producer, director, general manager, all around
hero
du jour of the year. Ann Wood, say hello.
Good morning.
And you can tell she's got injuries from all the stuff that she does, but seems to not stop her. It would stop most guys, but not her.
Stuff's got to get done.
I guess, right? So anyway, we're here, and what we're gonna do is we're still working on the 30 by 40 here, or 40 by 30, if you want to be a purist. And today, I hope to complete the upper portion of this painting, everything above the wave. We've done a little bit, or actually a lot, on the mountains, but the mountains are not finished. None of this stuff is finished. The idea is to bring the painting up together as best as possible, so you don't go overboard working on something and then you realize it's not in tune with the rest of the painting. So I had this underpainting from a while ago. Okay, so it's very, very dry, but I'm gonna rework the sky, okay, to complete this area here. And I'm going to bring it to a level the same as the mountains and the rocks and the trees, etc., etc. And then once that has happened, then I will hopefully see that this whole area is now at the same level, and then we will proceed from there. Okay, but it's hard, or I shouldn't say it's hard. It's not advisable to go nuts on one part of it and do a really good job, put a lot of time and energy into it, and do a bang-up job, and then you realize that its position of importance relative to everything else in the painting is either you overshot your shot, right? So that it's like, oh, you know what? Now that's the focal point. Well, it's not supposed to be. Well, that's what happens when you go nuts in one area without making sure the rest of it is in line. Okay, so that is a good strategy for any painting that you're doing. Make sure the rest of it is in line at pretty much the same level, so your judgments that you make as far as proceeding would more than likely be correct, rather than trying to fix things because you went nuts and overboard in some areas. Okay, but you know, this guy here is pretty dedicated to where it's supposed to be. So the rest of it has to make sense. This is still kind of weak here. So anyway, these are the kind of things you can apply to your work, whatever your work is, right? So it's not just for this. Okay, look. So I'm going to start with the sky. I'm going to redo the sky. It's still going to be blue. So we're going to use a flat brush. I think I'll use I was going to use this number, but no, this one doesn't give it. Well, it doesn't really matter. The main thing is you got to have the big enough brush to cover the area that you want to cover, right? So lots of areas that really doesn't have any detail on it until you get to where the clouds are. But those are the kind of things that you can make up when you're doing the clouds. But in the meantime, the idea is to just cover this area. Okay, so we'll do that. Oh, wait. and it's mostly going to be the phthalo blue and white, the titanium white. And for those of you that have been painting a while, you know that the phthalo blue is really, really a vibrant blue. Okay, very strong blue, and we need to tone that down. Okay, the chroma of a color, the characteristic chroma of a color is its brightness. Okay, and the colors are brightest when they come out of the tube. It's pure. Okay, so the adjustment of your chroma or your brightness, you might hear saturation, those are all referring to the same thing. And if you have a hard time, some people have a hard time distinguishing between the chroma and the value. All right, values are light and dark, right? And that's most evident in black and white photography. They're just, you know, different grays in between the darkest black and the lightest white. But the chroma, think of it as, if it helps you any, as the volume of music. Okay, it can be really, really loud, all right, or really, really soft. Okay, and that helps people sometimes to get a better grip on the idea of adjusting your chroma, right? So I'm gonna say that the phthalo blue coming out of the tube is really loud, okay? So we have to soften it a little bit to match the existing chroma that I have for the painting. And match does not necessarily mean exactly the same. It just, think of it as it goes with, okay? It makes sense with, right? Obviously, the brightest parts of this painting here is the sky, right? Where the sun is, right? So by comparison to your landscape, the mountains and whatnot, your skies are gonna be brighter, as it should be, right? Because that will convince the viewer of how close you are to reality, even if you're just making it up, okay? So the certain characteristics that people are used to when they're observing nature has to be somewhat addressed in your painting, so that they're not struggling to go along with what you did, right? They will just naturally match it up with what they already have in them, right? And so there's no struggle there, so they can get on with the business of enjoying what you did, right? It's kind of like if you all of a sudden you have something realistic going on here, and then all of a sudden you decided that, you know, you're going to make your sky green as well. Well, people are going to fight that off, okay? Because that's not how they know nature to be. So you kind of have to have a little bit of that if you're doing something that is supposed to be somewhat realistic, all right? It has to be believable, all right? It doesn't have to be exact, but you can't do something that people will struggle with, right? That gets in the way, right? So you don't want to do that. And I know that because I've done that. And so I'm here to report back to you where the potholes are. So if you step in them, that's your fault. It's not because I didn't say anything. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. Another color I need. Sorry, folks. A little bit ill-prepared here. We just got back from Lahaina on Saturday. We had a show there Friday. It was great. It was great to see a lot of the folks from over there. And we made some sales too, so that's always a nice thing for the shows. But aside from the sales, I met some really, really high caliber people, which I value a lot. I come into these shows, I mean, obviously the business side of it is you always want to make sales, okay? So that's for any show. But when my orbit intersects with the orbit of just some awesome individuals, it just takes the experience to another level, you know, and I learn a lot. in areas of life that I didn't know I need to learn a lot in. So it's always a nice surprise. Anyway, we just got back and just finished off the weekend, but it's a new week, so we're getting started again. So a little rusty with the protocols of what we're doing here, but we'll get it going here in a few minutes.
She got some liquid and titanium white.
Titanium white, yeah. And so the colors I'm going to use for the sky is the phthalo blue, right? Up here, right? As I get down closer to the sun, it's going to get lighter, right? Because we know that the sun is going to glare it out a little bit, right? And I'm going to switch colors. I'm going to add on some cobalt turquoise. Okay, that's this guy right there. But I am going to soften the loudness of the phthalo blue with some cadmium red light. Okay, it's kind of an orangey red. Okay, because you guys will remember in your color wheel, right? Opposite the blue is the orange, right? So they neutralize each other, right? And when you have equal parts of it mixed together, you come up with a color that's neither orange or blue, and they call that neutral gray.
Oh.
Did you mean to say "oh" that loud?
Oh.
Well, it's kind of like, think of it as black and white.
Yeah.
Right? When we have equal parts of that, that's not black, it's not white, it's gray.
I know that color.
Okay, here's another example. Red and white.
Pink?
Yes! Correct. Catching on!
Woohoo! I passed. I passed kindergarten.
Okay. Well, I tell you, if this is not what you do all the time, I don't expect you to know. But I expect you to be able to figure it out, okay? It's not that hard.
I did make a color wheel before in art class.
And you attach it to your wagon?
Yeah, yeah.
And so when it spins, it's like, oh, all these colors.
I added some lights. It looks really good.
Oh, no, the thing is that most everybody has done that exercise, right? Because it's, they're trying to widen your horizons, right?
Yep.
But if you don't do it all the time, you're going to forget.
Yep.
There's no...
Well, and that kind of color wheel, too, we had to mix paint to come up with the perfect shade to put on the color wheel. So it wasn't just like, okay, this is red, blue, and orange.
But how many times did you do that?
Oh, a lot. I mean, like mix the paint, you mean?
That exercise of knowing the colors that you come up with, et cetera. It's how... For
that class once.
That's what I'm saying. Right, that's my point. That's my point, right?
Not enough to
memorize. Not enough to know it by heart. No way. No way. Right? Even guys that have been doing it the same as me, sometimes you forget. And then you get reminded embarrassingly. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. They're gonna before they take back my diploma.
Ooh, going in for the blues.
See, look at that. That is so vivid. It's nice color. It just doesn't match.
Oh, it's so
right.
Pretty.
See, it doesn't match. Right. So you're gonna have to come up with a mix that makes sense with the chroma of what you have. Okay, and the way you do that, you have an idea how you do that, Ann?
No, I wasn't listening.
If you're not listening, the answer is practice.
I was looking at that paint through my screen. I'm like,
practice
that's so
is the
pretty.
Answer. Answer is
practice.
practice.
Oh, practice?
Yeah.
You do it by practice.
Yes.
I'll practice listening to
Yeah.
it. That blue is so pretty. It makes me want to go swimming in the ocean. So
see, but look at that. That doesn't match.
No.
Right?
Too bright?
Yes, way too bright. So we're going to have the cadmium red light in there. Right? And look at that. Right? It's still blue, but it got toned down. A lot, right? So, but that's still bright, right?
So you don't add white to tone it down. You add.
Oh no! You can add white to tone it down, all right. But it's still it's not neutralized.
Got it.
Well, I'll mix it first with just this one section here. So you can compare.
See, I would be giving up already, thinking I just screwed up that color. I'd wipe it off and start over because it went kind of like
well, you basically dirtied it up a little bit, right? And in this case, you're actually wanting to do that because the purity of it is not matching.
Right.
Right. So look at that. It's still bright, yeah. So.
Why wouldn't you add some purple to it? Because that sky looks purple. Too bright.
2 words. Color wheel.
Okay.
What is opposite that is what you use.
That's just what it is.
It's dependable.
Neutralizes.
It's dependable, right? You can depend on it no matter what's happening. You can say, okay, what's opposite that? Okay, use that.
Okay.
All right. Because if you think of it, you remember your basic colors, Ann?
Red.
Yep.
Blue.
Uh-huh.
Green.
No.
Orange.
No.
Yellow.
Yes.
Okay.
Those are the colors that you can't mix to get.
Yes, that's correct.
I know.
I do know that.
Right? So
Red,
those are your primary
blue,
colors, right?
and yellow.
Right? Red, blue, and yellow.
Yeah, so how did the first painters find those colors? They just looked for dye?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you know, they ground them up, add some oil in there.
And those pigments appeared.
Okay, so there you go. We added that color. So now you can tell that that is different. This color that I have here had purple in it, right? So, you know, if you're not sure whether or not that's what you like, you know, test it, right? Let's see, let me put this down a little bit more. There you go. Oh, that's better. Okay. And in fact, I think I will do that. I will add something that will make it a little bit more purplish. Not much.
Matthias is on.
Hey, Matthias, how are you, bro?
Oh, it's his nighttime. He likes my voice because it puts him to sleep. Well, you have a good night, Matthias.
I don't think that was a compliment.
And Debbie is on with Tallulah.
Hey! Hi, Debbie and Tallulah. Okay,
Thanks
I like
for
that better.
joining us, everyone.
I like that better.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah? So it's still a nice blue. It's not yelling at you. And nobody likes people yelling at them anyway, so you don't want that from your painting either. And I'm not worried about covering up the clouds that I had on here. I'm trying to retain, you know, the area, the shape. I can paint over that and shape it later on when I'm doing the clouds. So it's not a big deal, right? What is a big deal is I do the sky correctly. That's the big deal. So we can worry about the other things later. So when I'm doing these blues here where there wasn't any, I'm basically just punching holes into the cloud area. And I can do that with a little bit of confidence because I know I can add the clouds over the top of that later if I decide I put too much sky in there, right? So no fear. No fear whatsoever. Okay, and another thing that you want to avoid is the idea that you're going to have areas that seem to be consistently at the same distance away from something else. In this case, the edge of this mountain. If I just put or painted the sky in such a way that it seems as though this cloud formation here is at the same distance away from the edge, that's awkward. That seems awkward, yeah. So you don't want to do that. So at some point you might wanna break that up by actually having something go all the way to the edge there. So at least you broke that up. And if you get something over, if you hit that mountain a little bit and you bite into it a little bit, don't worry about it. Because remember, this guy's not done either, right? So that can be addressed later. Okay, but be careful to not create awkward patterns, right? The distance of one cloud to the next. Again, you have another shot at making sure that there are none of those things happening when you do the clouds. So just do your best with the blues as best as you can. If you don't get it right when you're doing the blues, well, you'll have another shot when you're doing the clouds. Okay. Try to avoid straight lines because that really looks awkward in the sky area.
You are now paired. Enjoy.
Okay.
But Matthias has one goal in life, and that's to visit Hawaii.
Ah.
Both for the landscape and your paintings.
Okay. Well, we'll be here when you're ready.
Carl Adams says aloha from Kona.
Aloha, bro.
Matthias says he's good. Thanks, brah. Brah. Larry Gibbons is on this morning.
Hey, Larry.
He's from Boerne, Texas.
Of course he is. Where else would he be from?
That's right. And he says he came in late. What are the sky colors?
Phthalo blue and titanium white and cadmium red light to take the edge off the sharpness of the phthalo blue. Okay, and I don't know. I guess can they see the palette or not?
Not at this moment. I moved it so they could see, but I can. Let's see. We're gonna adjust down to show. actually worked out pretty nice. Okay, there we go.
One time the dropping stuff worked out for you.
It's rare.
All right. Well, anyway, I asked Ann to do it that way so that you can see relatively. The mix over here is after I added some cadmium red light to this color, and it became this color, right? It got a little darker, okay, and I added a little bit of that that violet just to kind of purple it up a little bit, but not much. It's mostly still blue, okay. But when you're mixing on your palette, you can see the changes that you're creating by adding another color. So try not to obliterate the other mix. That way you have some sort of reference as to what you've done to this color here, which is, this is phthalo blue and white, this one here. This one is the same color, except I added the cadmium red light to it, all right? And then it brought the chroma down, but it also changed the value. It's a little darker, right? But not only is it darker, but it's not as bright in as far as that volume that I was talking about, okay? Okay, so now as we're getting closer to the sun, we're working our way down. It's gonna get lighter, right? We cannot paint this area here with the same color. It has to get lighter. So I will abandon this mix right here and go back here to where I was, but and maybe lighten it a little bit, right? So. Already see that it is lighter. Lighter. Okay, and I'm adding liquid to the mix because it's starting to stiffen up.
Wait, it was starting to do what?
Stiffen up because liquid accelerates drying, right?
Oh, so you needed more paint added in?
No. Oh. Well, you're going to use more paint because you're using it up. But the fact that it's stiffening up, I add more liquid to it because the liquid is liquid, right?
Okay.
So it kind of thins the viscosity of it.
And did I miss the part where you said why you were starting to go lighter now?
Because you're getting closer to the sun.
Gotcha.
right? So anything that's getting closer to the sun like that, it's going to change the intensity of it, yeah? So it's going to get somewhat blared out a little bit.
Did you look for references when you were painting the sky first, or were you just taught how to paint a sky?
Yeah, I did. First thing I did was step outside. And then I opened my eyes. And then I looked. And it was raining, so I went back in. That was the wrong time.
Matthias asked, what's your favorite color?
It sounds like Raleigh it's Raleigh the elf. What's your favorite color? I actually, personally, for me, I like black.
My favorite color is syrup. Black. Oh, really, black?
Yeah.
Why black?
I don't know. I guess, you know what? I never thought about why that is, but I think I guess it makes me feel good, right? It doesn't kind of put me in a particular kind of mood that is, that makes me get stuck in that particular place, right? It's like no matter what's going on, black seems to be attractive to me. Red is obviously very, very bright, but you kind of have to be in the mood for red, at least that's the way I imagine, for red to be attractive to you. When I was a kid, I liked green for whatever reason, and I didn't really understand why I did, but I like black. And my 3 vehicles are black. All our cats are black. Well, my shirt is black right now. So,
yeah, it's funny though, because most people wouldn't choose black as their favorite color.
Well,
but you can love black, because I love a black car till I have one. Now I'm never getting a black car unless I have no more children.
Well, see, that wasn't even the color.
Right.
It's not because of the color.
Yeah.
It's what's around that color. No, it's a for the black cars. I mean, if you take care of it right, there is not a better color to show off a color of a car rather than black, as long as it's clean and shiny, right? So after I wash the car, man, it looks awesome for about 20 minutes.
Bob Hoff is on.
Hey, Bob. Welcome.
Larry Gibbons, originally from Kauai, has lived in Boerne, Texas for 7 years.
Wow. How'd you get exiled over there?
It's not a bad place to go, but hot.
Oh, is it hot?
Texas, I think so.
All of it?
I don't know. I used to watch Dallas. Sometimes in the winter, they would wear a big, fluffy, sheep-sheared coat. It looked really good. He wants to know if you use retouch varnish before every session, and do you spray the whole painting or only the flat areas?
Well, yeah, good question. I use the retouch varnish. Everything that I do has a purpose, okay? Let's preface everything that way. So the purpose of the retouch varnish is to get rid of that matte look, M-A-T-T-E, where the oil paints, when they're naturally drying, loses its sheen, when the sheen that it has when you first are applying the paint, right? So, and if you're going to work on it again in that area, and you're going to, because it's not finished, you need to be working again with the truth. And you can't tell the truth when it's matte. You don't know exactly what color it is. So I use the retouch varnish to bring it back to a fresh look. So being that that's the purpose of it, if it doesn't need it, then I don't spray it, right? So only the parts that need to be showing its true color.
Because you're going to work on that area.
Yeah, and you know, if I think that that color is this, right? And so I do everything in accordance to that, with that as a reference. And then later on, when I spray it and it brings out the true color, and then it's off of what I thought it was, then I will have expanded that area of where the mistake was. So it's better to just bring it back to fresh. First order of business, bring it back to fresh. That way you have no excuses for messing up. And you can't say, well, I thought the color was this. Nah, spray it, and then you'll know what color it is, and then work from there. That's an excellent question.
Ron Kaler's on.
Hey, Ron. Welcome.
Yeah, Matthias, I never thought black would be the color either. I don't think I knew what favorite color you would say, but black makes sense. It just wouldn't seem to be like a color.
Well, some people don't say that it's a color.
That's true too.
Right? That's why I say, well, that's why you have color TV and then you have black and white.
Ooh, Susan's with Bob. They're waiting for a James Taylor concert to start.
Oh, wow. Where?
Yeah, I wonder about that. Where are you guys? Is it on TV? Are you going live? Yeah, on the screen I can really see the different tones of the blues.
Yeah, well, again, once we start going in this area here, you're actually going to get away from the blue, right? It's going to get even lighter than this, right? So, but I'm just making it as gradual a transition as possible.
Bella got the letter I sent her. Had the.
Oh, okay.
She says that's way better than a termination letter. Oh.
Who's that?
It's the.
Oh, the delay?
Yeah.
Oh.
But the.
Huh?
Oh, because the delay, they can hear it through my computer if I have it on.
I see.
It's so funny. I need one more. I need another iPad. I actually have several, but they're not new enough to run the program.
You poor thing.
I know.
If only you didn't buy some sunglasses.
I know. Oh my gosh. I need those though. I actually really need them.
Of course.
Because if you get those, you get stuff in your eye if you're looking into the sun all the time, and they have to go and cut it out. So I need to protect the eyes from the sun.
Sure.
So it's okay.
Sure.
It was a good expense.
Fine.
Although Costco does sell some really nice Kirkland brand sunglasses, they just didn't fit.
So
me
that
right.
explains all those lines of people headed towards that.
That's right. They're not going for toilet paper, they're going for glasses.
For Kirkland ones.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
The best brand out there.
I see. Yeah, I see their ads on TV all the time.
Yeah. They know what they got it
Kirkland.
going on.
Okay, if you say so.
Oh, Bob's in Nashville.
Ah,
Oh, that's gonna be great.
awesome.
What a great place to be.
So we're the opening act to James Taylor, I guess.
I like that.
Oh, that's a tall order.
Got 3 blues down there, so you've used 3 different tones.
But it's basically the same. No, it's I'm just adding white. I'm just adding white to the mix to lighten it up, right? And it does neutralize the blue, right? So it's proportionately it'll be less and less blue in the mix because there'll be more and more white.
Oh, Jackson Brown is the opening act. So we're the
Oh.
main attraction.
Nice, nice.
I've always seemed to be some sort of attraction. I don't know if it's been a good one.
Well, ask Leland.
I'm more like the sideshow. What is
Okay,
it?
that's not a good thing. I don't know what people told you, but that's not good.
You have to pay money to see the bearded lady.
Bearded. Okay, that's not good either.
The lady with 2 heads, the other side of the door.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I was thinking of you, Bob Hoff, the other day when I was in the gallery, because when I was in Lahaina, I was going through some of our invoices, and he's collected a couple published pieces, the 9x12 published ones, and we have 2 published pieces in our gallery in Waikiki. And so I was thinking about one, like that'd be kind of cool if you had the collection of almost all of them.
Oh,
You know, we have
I hear you.
Gentle Harmony. That's one of my favorites because the sky is
Yeah.
so
Well-
tame.
It's not that. It's daytime that I hardly ever do.
Yeah, it's super unique. And then I think the other one I have is it has a rainbow. Maybe Island to Cherish. I forgot which one I have, but I was thinking about him because I was like, oh, he's got some of those. They're unique pieces.
So you're thinking completing the collection.
Yeah. Might as well.
Now, the chat and I might think you're trying to sell them something.
No, I just want them to know that there is potential
Well,
for you to
you-
have things that no one else has.
Well, it's good to say no, knowing that you did have a chance if you wanted.
Sure. Yeah, sometimes you're right. People are like, oh, I never knew.
Right,
Right?
right.
Yeah,
Had I
no
known,
one told me.
had I
would've-
known,
yeah.
right, I would have considered it at least.
Yeah, maybe I'll send you an email, Bob. You can check them out.
Okay, we're gonna ease up a little bit on this other part of the sky. Here, I'm gonna hold off a little bit here, and I'm gonna do this part here a little bit with this, with that color.
Oh, and Bob agreed. I should send them. Thanks, Bob.
You're a good leader.
I gotta think about.
Well, no, it's that simple thing. It's like, hey, you know what? Give you all the information that I think is available for you to have. Then you make a decision. But at least I did my part, letting you know. And that's all you should do. Just information.
Yes.
They can decide on it while they're waiting for another concert. What a life, Bob!
Well, if you're in Nashville, you can go see so many country superstars.
All kinds. I think
Yeah.
all kinds of people go there. I mean, not just country.
Oh,
Oh yeah, sure.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that Madonna goes there.
Well, you shouldn't be sure about that part.
I'm a top 40 girl. Motown top 40. That's my
Do
neighborhood.
they even have that anymore?
Motown?
No, top 40.
They probably call it pop now.
I don't know.
80s. I'm a product of the 80s.
Well, no, the top 40. Is,
Casey Kasem.
because he's gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Now it's Ryan Seacrest.
see, that's why it's probably not around anymore.
Yep. Changed the term.
Well, I think I guess you don't have to.
Boy, that was the very first American Idol had 2 hosts. Do you recall that? Did you ever watch that when it first came out?
I probably did, but I forgot now.
And the other host, the co-host, thought the show was dumb or something and left. And then Ryan became a superstar.
Well, there you go. This goes to show you how wrong you can be sometimes. Just knew enough to be completely wrong.
Yep. So is that Bob doesn't live in Nashville though, does he?
No, I don't think so.
So they take some
I think
nice
he
adventures.
lives in Chicago.
Oh. I like Chicago too. Chicago's great. We would drive there all the time from Michigan. It's
Really?
pretty fast.
For what?
To hang out in the city. It was fun, you know.
To get away from Michigan.
Yeah, exactly. They have so many, like, there was, you know, shopping and restaurants, and we have that in Michigan too, but it's exciting. And
No
the
way.
nightlife
I
on
mean,
the water.
it can't be the same as Chicago. That's
No,
why
but
it's Chicago.
no, right, exactly. And my friend, she was a concierge in a big hotel, so she would get lots of fun, you know, like try my new restaurant, go to this show. So that was really fun. So we got to experience a lot of it for free. And then she was in
I knew that word was going to come up at some point.
Yeah, free. When you're in college, that's great. And then Oprah Winfrey had a mentoring program where they hook up college kids with executives in.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, no, women executives.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's even.
Yeah, so women in business. It's a
Ah.
mentoring program. So
I
they would
see.
mentor, you know, kids in college, these great, powerful women. And so we would go to some of those things that they would put on because she had a mentor. Oh, it was really fun. I loved it.
Oh, I'm sure.
That was actually after college. Come to think of it, the mentoring program that was after college. But that was exciting.
Well, you're a young person, so chances are all of that stuff is exciting.
Yeah. Bob is on it. He said the guy's name was Brian Dunkelman, and he didn't get along with Seacrest. That's why he left.
Hey, Bob.
I love it. If I need to know something, I just have to get on Facebook and ask Bob. Oh, that's good.
See what
Not
you did?
Jeeves.
See what you did, Bob?
Thanks, Bob.
You just added something to your plate. Now, Anne's going to be bugging you because there's a
'Cause
lot
you'll
of
know.
stuff she needs to know.
I like it. Yeah, that's awesome. I always need someone to help me out.
Okay. That looks right.
It's a gorgeous tropical arrangement.
It's from Marty then.
Oh, it's beautiful. Who doesn't buy you salted cashews? Is that Christine trying to control your cholesterol?
The salt.
It does it say? It just said fancy. They didn't. It doesn't look like they're the salted ones.
They are.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I missed the salt.
I only like salt.
Oh, well,
I need salt.
yeah.
Salt and water. If you ever have to, that's one of the things people forget when they're going into like a disaster mode. What's it called when you hurricane preparedness, that kind of thing. You should have salt as one of the things that you actually put away because you need salt. Your body
For your
needs
high
it.
blood pressure.
You don't have high blood pressure if you're
You don't
only
want to
eating
have
meat.
you don't want to have, low blood pressure in a disaster. You
No,
need high blood
that's
pressure.
right. I will tell you exactly what you need.
And because that's according to Bob.
Bob, right? Don't you need salt to live?
That's why they advise you to cut down on salt because they're trying to kill you. Is that what you're saying? That's what doctors are trying to do?
Sounds right.
See?
Oh, we've got Zach Rodriguez.
Hey,
Do
Zach.
you know Zach?
Sure,
Yeah.
from my Instagram account.
Oh,
He's
cool.
usually on there. I was just chatting with him. I told him that we were going to be doing this.
Oh, I love Matthias. He says, let's talk about the camera woman. Who else loves her voice?
Jeez.
He's awesome. This one, Zach says he's currently drawing some comic book art, but he loves painting landscapes,
Uh-huh.
mostly in the Bob Ross style.
Uh-huh.
and has been doing so for about a year.
Uh-huh.
He hasn't painted many seascapes, but seeing your work and being able to watch the process has been, let's see, inspiring to him.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's cool. He came across your account a few months ago, and he's been admiring all the work. Congratulations, all the best, and keep up the great work.
Oh, yeah. He's been awesome.
Great cheerleader.
Very, very, very gracious. Yeah. Very supportive.
Yeah, we don't have Mary Jean in the studio today, so I actually answer you guys sometimes right on the Facebook. Sometimes she just reads them. I don't know if she answers in. I like to make comments, but I have a broken finger. It's hard to type. I only type with like 3 fingers.
That's one more than you need.
That is true. I just need a pecking finger.
Yep.
You play the drums, right? Is that you that does the drums?
In the shower, yeah.
So Jack is taking drums this semester,
Which
and
kind?
the kind that have 2 sticks and probably a pad. But there was a list of how you hold it, right? Put your hands around it. Like it said, take your index finger and curl it around and palms down. Wingspan, put your body in the center of the wingspan. Hold your hands up so you don't hit the edge. Like I was practicing this morning.
No, you tell
Use your wrists.
whoever it is that's learning something, you go find somebody that's done it before that you admire. And do that.
Oh, that's a good idea. Now instead of dog videos, he'll be Googling drum videos.
It's like, who are like the awesome drummers in history. All
That's
right.
good.
And then look at the way they do things.
That's awesome.
Right. It's kind of like the painting thing, right? You try to learn from somebody whose work you admire, because that's what they do, right? And so there's a good chance if you do it the way they do it, you can come up with a level of work same as those guys. You don't take if you want to be a realistic painter, you don't go look at an abstract artist and
figure it out.
Figure out what they're doing. No, that's not how that works, right? You want an athlete, go to the athlete you admire.
I remember Christina Aguilera said she used to sit in her bedroom and try to sing all like the Whitney and Aretha songs because she wanted to emulate them with her voice so she could get her voice at that same level.
Again, you emulate those you admire. And you have a reasonable chance of producing work at that same level, caliber. Of course, the key is practice, practice, practice.
So the way that you're painting this piece has so much clear sky where you're kind of planning clouds and things, right? But with all that expanse of clear sky up there, what do you have a plan for that, or will it stay kind of clear, like a clear day?
Those are the 2 ways. It's either I keep it clear the way you just said, or I'm going to put something on there, but I'm not going to decide that now.
Ah, okay.
Right?
But if you were going to put something on there, if that decision came about, what is it that you would put in there? More clouds?
That's one.
Okay.
All right. Just imagine all the things that you would see up in the sky.
Airplane?
There you go. That would be, you categorize that under bad choices.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. You have all these categories.
So it could be for birds or more clouds. I guess you would just add in more clouds. Or would that get a streak of sun?
Sun rays, you mean?
Yeah, or is that too high? Would that have sunrise in it?
You have all these. Would you have the streaks that affect from the sun? You mean the sun rays? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another way of putting it.
One can wonder how I can handle this job.
Well, I'm good at deciphering stuff. Are you trying to say sun rays?
That's the only thing that my husband seems not to enjoy about me is that I don't know words.
No, you know words. They're just the wrong ones. It's not even the wrong ones. They're not the best ones.
Oh, yeah. They're not even in the wheelhouse of what I'm talking about.
Well, it's
Can you get me that white piece of paper over there?
It's
That
like-
white thing?
No, you know, that fibrous thing that came from plants and trees and stuff that they somehow molded into this flat. You mean this piece of paper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we're looking
See,
for.
you talk like you're not in a hurry to get your message across.
I gotta work on that. Usually I'm fast.
Uh,
I don't like small talk. I like to just get her done.
okay, well, that needs work because it's not effective yet. All right. I like this. I like this.
Running
I
along.
like this. I like this.
Let's see, I might need to revise my sheets over here.
Oh, as far as things I gotta do?
Yes, so some of these you've accomplished and
Okay, that's good.
some I might like to add or change. I think Lahaina looks great with originals.
Oh yeah.
The only thing she might need is they've got a beautiful 12 by 24 moon, and I thought they don't have a 9 by 12 moon. But they're really stocked. They've got a
Yeah,
great
they
selection.
got, yeah, they do.
Actually,
Actually.
they have more originals than anyone on the planet right,
And
right
and that
now.
was by design.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that was a mission accomplished. We wanted to do that to get that whole project of mine and Kent's with that footprint to really support that. And so yeah, so that wasn't an accident.
Yeah, they've got a great source.
That was thought out and executed really well. So that liberates you to do the others. So you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, they start selling them. But then again, that's the idea.
How about can I write for Kauai? They have no paintings, and you just fill in the blanks, or I
No.
need to be specific?
Yes.
Okay.
Why in the world would you want to take a chance when you have an opportunity not to do it that way? Yeah. You know what? This time I'm gonna go vague. What? What kind of
I'm gonna
strap?
let you decide. I'll let you connect the dots.
Okay, and then I'm gonna let you paint then.
Oh, but we got these gorgeous. Ooh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, we got those 10 by 20s.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are really nice.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So I'm gonna say one 10 by 20 sun and one. Yeah, we'll just grab those so they'll actually be done. And
Don't forget Christy.
yeah.
Is she gonna give you a list?
Yep. We're gonna talk later. I
Alright.
probably caught her in enough time to chat with her, but not
Mm.
enough time for her to settle down.
Well,
But she's next because we got
Well,
the
that's
Big
com-
Island done, right? Working on.
yeah. I got those three.
Perfect.
Oh, those, yeah.
Those
1, 2,
four?
3. No, the rainbow, the sun, and the moon, like you said.
Okay, perfect.
And then that 9 by 12, and then there's another 9 by 12 down below.
Oh, super. Okay.
That's what you said.
Yeah, that's great. And then we have. Yeah, she's really excited. Excited to get the 30 by
Moonlight.
40. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be great.
I wrote the titles on the.
I saw them.
Okay. So, and I don't know how many of those are already unavailable.
Oh, okay.
So we have to check, pick the ones that you like, and then we have to cross-reference it at the production studio to see whether or not those are available. Okay.
It's funny. You know how sometimes you say like, okay, you make your list of ideas and then you go through it and you go through it and you go through it and you sometimes end up with the very first idea.
Sure.
Typically, because
Right.
I like that one the best too.
The first one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's pretty. I think I like the word moment. I like that word. And you know, like you had the word sonata as part of a title, and I don't like that word.
Why?
I don't know. I guess it sounds foreign to
What?
me. Like Spanish sonata.
Okay, you just did an Italian accent. And snorted on top of that.
I don't like the word sonata. Sonata, good title.
No. No.
I'll text a photo to Mary Jean later, and then I'll have her see what we used before. I do like Into the Night too. That one's kind of a nice one, but I like the first one. Oh, what about With This Moment? Then you can connect your own dots about this painting.
And if you happen to be talking to somebody that cannot.
Well, with this moment, what did you do today? Win big in Vegas, or did you lose?
Really?
Did you get engaged today,
How did you
say no?
how did you think Vegas was built and all the people that won?
Yep. Let's see. I need. Hawaii has a deadline. I would like maybe. Do you? How much time does it take? Could we say the second week of September you get those busted out?
What? Busted out. It's not a term.
Reopening September. So. Holly Eagle we're good on, right? You filled them up?
With the 5x7s.
Oh, okay, so they could use they have a 9x12 rainbow. So they could use that sun or moon maybe. This is in order of importance.
So we'll put it in the back.
This one to be determined. Do I need to write better? Is my writing bad?
Only if you want it to be understood.
Okay, well those look good. You can make sun means your choice of sunset, sunrise. That I don't have a specific. I'll write sunrise if I want specific. Otherwise you can leave up to your feel, how you feel.
Okay, well, so at the 38-year mark, you're going to tell me that, the code.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what that meant. All this time, I thought it was just this.
So something that was kind of fun is we found a counterfeit painting of yours over the weekend. Actually, it was somebody who was, looks like, you know, someone just tried to copy you, and, you know, like, it was cute. They did their best to copy all parts of you.
No. As soon as you copy a signature, that's counterfeiting.
Oh, okay, there you go. Actually, you're right? There
That's why I said it.
That's right.
Right? You can emulate the image, but people do that all the time, and then they give me credit. Inspired by painting by, yeah. So, and that's fine. You can do that all day long. But once you sign it as if I did it, that's counterfeiting.
I love the movie. It was the remake was with Pierce Brosnan and Pierce Brosnan, and what was the girl?
Renee Russo.
Yes, one of my favorite movies.
Really?
Yep, I love that movie. What's that called? And then it was the remake, and they had the original star in it in the very beginning too. She was the love interest in the original one. Not Lauren Bacall. What was her name? Hutton.
Lauren Hutton?
Yeah. So she's playing a psychologist for the first 5 seconds. You know. She has a cameo. Oh, you're scumbling.
No.
Feels like it.
No, it's got to be dry. The bottom got to be dry.
So what do you call it when you're going over it? Feathering?
A little bit if you're trying to blend it.
Oh, blending. That would be the other term.
If you're trying to blend it, yeah.
Okay.
It's usually pretty kind of descriptive of what you're trying to do. Thomas Crown Affair.
Yes, there we go. So, Rick went camping somewhere up in the hills of Waianae, or out by Yokohama, like far away. So when I got home from Maui on Saturday night, the kids had me bring home takeout, and then you know, they're like, "What can we do?" So Rick wasn't gonna let us rent the Jungle Book on Disney. He's like, "It's $30. It'll come out free in a little bit of time, right? Like on Disney Plus, you can go and basically you're paying for movie tickets when you're buying it." So he happened to have sent us a picture of where he was, but the way the picture was, it showed the middle finger. So it was, it just made it look like a "screw you, look where I am" kind of video. So the kids sent him back one with Reagan's middle finger up with the Disney thing that we rented in the background.
Love it.
We're like, "Oh yeah, well look at this, baby!" But it was really good. It was the Jungle Book, the Jungle Cruise.
You know what? Come over and stop us.
Yeah. Oh, don't you tell me what we're wasting our $30 on. It's family entertainment. But it was good. It was a really good movie. If you have the opportunity to see it, I liked it.
Jungle Book?
It's Jungle Cruise.
Jungle
with
Cruise.
The Rock and
yeah.
Emily. What's her name? Oh,
Blunt?
she played Emily, but in
Blunt.
The Devil Wears.
No?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Her name is Emily Blunt. Yeah. She played Emily. She is Emily. It was a great movie. We liked it.
Yeah. Well, obviously the previews are good.
Yeah. And you get the typical Jungle Cruise humor in it, which is great.
Of course.
What
other kind of humor would you put in there?
Oh, a lot of fun puns. We've been on 1 hour and 15 minutes. Do you need a break?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, it's just time for a break.
Perfect.
Okay, so we are going to take a little pause for the cause, and then we'll be back. And then at that point, I think I will then address the clouds.
All right.
Okay. So we'll see you shortly.